Here we are at the annual Finally Home Animal Rescue Flower Sale Fundraiser at Finksburg, Maryland. The address is in the post. It's in the Facebook post. We're going to walk around and see what they have, but get out here today and help this animal rescue organization. They're one of the best in the area. They take care of homeless cats and other cats that are in need of rescue. Come on out here today. What's going on here today, Betty?
Hi, Richard. We're having our annual flower sale that Silver holds for us to raise funds for the cats. So we have lots of plants.
Do you have lots of cats right now?
We do have a lot of cats. We have, obviously, it's kitten season now, so we're getting flooded with requests to take in mama cats, pregnant cats, that are orphans, a lot of orphan kittens. I got a request a couple of days ago to take in a kitten that was attacked by a dog. We're treating, right now, we have 3 cats we're treating for FIP.
Which is
Which there's a
expensive, yeah.
treatment. Oh, yes. So one is just on the verge of completing her treatment. She came to us from a shelter and she ended up having FIP.
Right.
She's on the verge of completing treatment, and so far, it's cost us $7,000 to treat that one cat.
Wait a minute, $7,000?
$7,000. Because there is a medication, GS, which is considered black market because it's not approved by the FDA yet, but it does save the cats. So $7,000. It's very expensive. It's based on the weight of the cat. So
I
in
see.
this case, it's an adult cat. It's on the more expensive end. We're also treating a kitten that came in, and he ended up having FIP. He's one of a bonded pair, so his brother does not have it, but he has it. So that'll end up, he's in the middle of treatment, so he'll end up costing, his treatment will be like $3,000. And then unfortunately, last week we had a cat return to us that was adopted about 2 years ago, and they came to us, and what we found interesting, the issue was he was going outside the litter box,
I see.
urinating and defecating.
Sure.
And come to find out, though, he couldn't help it. That is sometimes a neurological sign of FIP.
Right.
And so unfortunately, when they're neurological, they have to take double dose medication. So he'll end up costing us, if the treatment works for him, because we're not sure how long
Right,
he's
right,
had it.
right.
It could cost us $7,000 to $10,000 to treat him. He's going to need double the medication. But we're talking about an adult male cat, and he only weighs 6 pounds.
So
The people that returned him to us.
the FDA has to approve veterinary drugs?
Yes, it has to be approved because they have to, it does have to be approved, and they haven't, the company didn't put it out on the market and get it approved.
I see.
Because they're worried that it would interfere with something that they're working on for humans.
I see.
Form of the medication.
I see.
So what happened was, which the researcher Dr. Peterson thought would happen, is over in China they started duplicating what he's done, and you just have to be very careful because
Sure,
there
sure.
are some on the market that are, we're dispensing drugs that were not pure drugs.
Sure.
They're not the pure GS. And unfortunately, last year there were some people who were treating their cats, and their cats passed away because they were given meds that were not up to standard. It was
Sure.
not the true formula. So, but the people that we work with, they're well known, they're established, they're people we've been working with for several years. But
Right.
those are just a few of our cases as far as FIP. Then we have other cats that are sick with different issues. Obviously, you've probably seen Fenwick, my little micro kitten.
Right.
We're not quite sure why he's a micro yet, so he's going to be getting a sonogram and some other things that could be costly.
Right.
And then I have another cat who just turned a year old. Next month she's going into the specialist, a dental specialist, and she's going to be getting a full mouth extraction, which will probably run us about $3,000.
Yeah, we've had that ourselves a couple of times.
I've had that for my personal cat as well. So unfortunately, getting familiar with full mouth extractions, but it's a hard hit for rescues.
Right. So here today, you're selling the flowers to raise money for your organization.
Yes.
And this is an annual event that you have? Because I've been here like 3 or 4 years in a row now.
Yes, it's an annual event that Silver holds for rescues. And we've been lucky enough that she selects us to work with us to raise the funds for us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So who's in charge of taking me around and showing me what flowers are going to be here? Because I don't know what the heck they are.
Okay, so that would be Silver, because you would not want that to be me.
Yeah,
I know about cats, but I don't know as much about plants other than what's pretty.
And what's the address here today?
2655 Deer Park Road, Finksburg.
And it's open, here it is, 2655 Deer Park Road, Finksburg, Maryland, 7 to 3. If you come at 3:05, it's too late. Maybe no plants left by then. So Silver, we're going to get you to take me around and show me some of these plants.
I'm in the back of the weight pick. It's in the weight pickup right there. Okay, sounds good. You can put your number.
So we're both on Facebook Live and YouTube Live on my channel because there's a technical reason why I did it that way. So here she is, Silver.
Today we've got we have a couple banana plants, which the banana plants that we have are actually able to survive in our climate as long as you properly cover them up for the winter.
But they're not real bananas, though.
No, it's a banana plant. It'll get about 6 foot high with great big leaves.
Is
really
that
nice.
right? 6 foot high?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful plant. Yep.
And they grow well in Maryland?
Yes, they grow nicely here, and then you can winterize them for the winter, and then they'll survive over the winter.
Okay.
And then we have some 8.5-inch sun variety pots that you can put in your own planter.
So tell me more about these. These are for.
These are, you can put them in your own planter, or you can put them in the ground. It just has a variety of different flowers in each one.
I see.
And these are sun variety flowers, so they need full sun.
Full sun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we have a variety of.
Look at that, tomato plants. I recognize those.
Yep, we have different kinds of tomato plants. We also have some basil, and we have some spearmint.
So basil and spearmint, those are herbs. Or.
Yep.
Huh. There you go. Okay.
We have Better Boy tomatoes. We have Big Beef. We have Black Creme. And then we have some super sweet cherries left. And we have Sun Gold cherries left.
So do you know about tomato plants?
I know that they taste good.
You don't know when they actually go out into the garden? What month or what time of the year?
When's the best time to plant tomato plants? Huh? After the 15th?
After the 15th of May.
After the 15th of May.
So you can take them home and nurse them for a few weeks?
Yep.
And then you'll be okay?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
She asked a neighbor across the street.
My wonderful neighbors, which, by the way, if you do come by, our neighbors have concrete statues. They have their incredible prices. They help us with the garden, with the flower sale, getting us all set up.
I'll just put them on screen here a second.
Come on over, and you can go across the street and get some concrete statues and everything. So they've helped us out with this as well.
Excellent.
We've got marigolds, which if you don't know about marigolds are great for putting around your garden. They help to keep away the rabbits and stuff like that.
They do? Rabbits don't eat them?
They stink, so rabbits like to stay away from them.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought they eat them. They look like you could eat them in a salad.
Nope. Then we have Dianthus. Dianthus, even though it's technically a annual, it actually a lot of times the Dianthus will come back for a couple years. It's not a bulb, but it will come back for a couple years.
Is that right?
Yes.
And that's this red, pink flower?
All this row here, we have several colors of the Dianthus, and those will come back for a couple years.
Wow. So they survived the winter for a few years.
Yep. Right. Are you ready? And then we have some Salvia and different colors. We have some Vinca.
Now, what is a salvia? That's just a decorative plant?
Yes, everything we have here is our annuals. So the salvia just has a nice little poofy flower on top. Everything I have is sun, except for the next one that we're going to look at.
Okay.
The vinca is sun as well. Vinca is actually a nice flower for people who don't like to water, because the vinca does not need a lot of water.
Is that right?
So vinca you can actually neglect a little bit. Same with the begonia, which is the next one here, the begonia.
Okay.
This can take partial shade or sun, and that actually you can neglect a little bit, because the begonia doesn't need a whole lot of water.
It's a little bit hardy.
Yes, yeah. And then the only shade one I have is the Coleus, which you have right here.
And so that'll grow in the shade then?
Yeah, this likes shade. It does not like a direct sunlight. And then we have a little bit of Dusty Miller here.
Only a couple left.
Right, they went pretty quick.
Is that right? Why do you think they're so popular?
I don't know. It's actually hard to get. It sells out really fast at the nursery, so I actually have to reserve it ahead of time before I even
is that right?
put my order in. Yeah, so I usually reserve it in February.
Wow.
And then the next one, I know I'm going to butcher the name. I can't say it right, but it's Agitarium, I think.
But look how tiny those flowers are.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we want them.
Not even focusing. There you go. Huh. Amazing.
And then I have some snapdragons. And then down in front, I have alyssum. Alyssum is nice for putting in pots because it'll drape over the edges of your pots.
Okay. And these are all still sunflowers.
Everything is sun, yep, except for the
ones that are shade.
And then I have some standing pots. Now, I was not able to get any sun variety flower pots, so the pots that I have this year are shade variety only.
Okay.
Just the standing pots.
Gotcha.
All of my baskets are sun, but the pots are shade variety only.
Okay.
And then we have, and the pots are, for all the flowers that we have, everything is, if you get 12 or more, it's $2.75 each. They're 4.5-inch pots. The vegetables and the herbs and tomatoes are the same price. You can mix and match to get the quantity price. If you get less than 12, they're $2.75 a piece.
Okay.
We do have the pots. The standing pots are $24 a piece. And then I have hanging baskets, which are 12-inch hanging baskets. These are all sun variety, and those are $24 as well.
And the money goes towards?
The money goes to Finally Home Animal Rescue, which is a rescue local to the Carroll County area that works out of foster homes.
Very good rescue.
Yes, very good rescue. Betty Coulson runs the rescue along with Debbie, and we also have, also to mention, we have 10-inch baskets over on the end.
You have a lot of hanging baskets.
Baskets are very popular. Don't forget, next weekend is Mother's Day.
That's right.
So it's a perfect time to come out and pick up your Mother's Day baskets.
Absolutely.
We also have a raffle that we're doing. We picked out the prettiest basket of everything that we received. We have a basket on there. Table here that we're selling chances. It's $1 a chance, or 6 chances for $5. So you can always buy a raffle ticket, and we'll raffle that out at the end of the day.
Let me get that on camera so people know. So this is, oh, that's the prices. And these are the baskets you're talking about.
We're raffling on.
I gotcha. And the main thing people have to realize, this is first off, you get beautiful flowers, but second off, you're helping the animals.
Exactly. Yep.
That's the reason.
We work 100% off of donations and fundraisers like this.
Right.
Yep.
It's a lot of work.
It is, but it's a labor of love.
Yes, well, that's what I'm doing out here as well.
There's room for one more.
We're going to talk to Jane in a few minutes about the tomato plants, but let's keep on going. So I'm going to show, so the hanging baskets, it's just different varieties of flowers?
Yes. Yeah, we call them combo baskets because it has multiple different flowers in each basket, with the exception of the 10-inch baskets, which generally have one type of flower in it.
Okay. So there's a lot of beautiful hanging baskets. And they have to be in the sun as well?
Yes, these are all sun variety.
All sun variety except for that one little batch over
pots.
there. Except for that one little batch.
Yep.
And we're at 2655 Deer Park Road, Finksburg, Maryland, 7 to 3, because I have it on the screen. I have it, I did it ahead of time so I could post it on the screen.
Good. Thank you.
So people have the time and the date in Maryland.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, we want everybody to come out. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and actually on Twitter too. I put it on Twitter as well, but not that I have many people on there that follow me, but they still, it's some. But mainly it's Facebook Live for the local Carroll County groups. I put it on. This is streaming live to about a dozen.
Awesome.
Facebook, from Tawnytown to New Windsor to Hampstead, 3 or 4 in Westminster, of course, Eldersburg online, Sykesville online. These are all watching right now.
We really appreciate you coming out and helping
Absolutely.
us get the word out.
Absolutely.
So come on out today if you guys are available. Come out and help us raise some money for the rescue. It's
They should.
greatly needed.
You can also just make a donation, right?
Yes, we will gladly accept donations as well.
If you don't like flowers or you're allergic to flowers, just make a donation.
Yes. Yep.
Come out and make a donation. Thank you very much, Silver.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye. All right, Jane, let's go talk about tomato plants.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to get this basket, but I mean,
Which one did you get?
This one. Well, I bought 2 flats of flowers, but
Well,
I'm going to
it
get
was
this
nice
shade one.
talking to
I'm going to
you,
put it on their
and,
sun porch, you know, which has really got shade a lot of the time since a covered
I
porch.
put the other one.
Right.
And that's where our
Yeah.
outdoor
Yeah.
cats spend
Okay.
their
Not a
time.
problem.
And so it'll really brighten things up out there.
Let's go over this way.
Let's take a look around.
So-
You took a tour
So
of the plants.
talk about tomato plants a little bit.
Yeah,
First,
the tomato plants and the herbs are over here.
Knock down, drag out, bud.
Pretty much to grow. So it always amazes me because, you know, it's a little teeny tiny seed. These have been nursed along, I'm sure, and they look beautiful. Now, when they go into the ground, and, you know, if you wanted to put them in this weekend, you would have to make sure in the next couple of weeks you were prepared to cover them up.
okay, so you
if
could
there's a
put them in
frost.
this
So
weekend, but
some people do. You know, your mother used to talk about how they put them out and they would take a piece of newspaper and make a cone and weigh it down with
Right.
stones
right.
to keep them protected if there was a frost, which is a great, inexpensive, natural way to protect your tomato plants. I'm thinking about putting some of mine out in grow bags.
Well, you have a
today.
lot of them,
We have a
so
lot in the house that we started. And like I said, this little sweet thing may not look like much right now in terms of its size, but you know, it'll become a 6-foot tall plant probably.
is that right?
They're indeterminate varieties. I'm sure that's what generally we have, and that means they will continue to grow and extend and produce as long as the conditions are favorable. Now they do need full sun, and if you can protect them from the critters, that's even better because certainly many animals, not cats. Cats do not generally eat tomatoes, but foxes and raccoons and groundhogs and squirrels and everybody else seems to think tomatoes are the best, and of course the deer think they're delicious too. So, you know, this is the better boy tomato. This is your sort of classic tomato, known as the better boy. There's a best boy and there's a better girl too, but yeah, and just in terms of, you know, very flavorful. Look at this. Firm red fruit up to 16 ounces, up to 1 pound. These things come up with beautiful, beautiful beefsteak style. They also have some cherry tomato varieties here, and I think she mentioned the Black Krim, which is a fantastic heirloom tomato. Beautiful purplish red on the outside and just a really delicious flavor. So each variety has its own special flavors and perfect, accompanied by some what looks like delicious mint. I'm tempted to pick a piece off and eat it. And also a couple of really nice basil plants that have been coming along. So like I said, these plants are only a few inches high now, but, you know, they'll go from 6 inches to 6 feet. And they need a lot of room, tomatoes, so you don't want to plant them too close together. I've certainly learned that over time.
Yeah, you don't want to
They really need a lot of room. So we have 2 raised beds that are 8 feet long and 2 feet wide, and I only put 3 tomato plants in there usually.
Is that
They
right?
take over. Absolutely. And actually 3 is kind of a lot.
It seems like there's more than that.
It's 3 tomato plants in there, and yeah, even the one year I had just 2 in there, and it was more than enough. So
There's a lot of
Grow
beautiful
bags.
plants here today.
yeah, you can also grow tomatoes in the bigger grow bags or in a big pot. So there's lots of options for people I think, here. And all of the plants that I've ever gotten here have been really good, high quality plants. And, you know, in terms of helping the cats and making your garden and home more beautiful, why not come by and pick up some beautiful, beautiful plants? I've got a whole
Absolutely.
flat of the celosia. It looks like I think they're going. Some of them already were gone. So
Yeah, there's a lot of
come
them.
on out and get what's here. Beautiful, beautiful hanging baskets. I'm tempted to get one.
The address is right on the screen, 7 a.m. till 3 p.m., 2655 Deer Park Road, Finksburg, Maryland. Benefiting Finally Home Animal Rescue today.
Snapdragons.
I know.
Love them. So much fun.
Well, the snapdragons come back.
They're so easy. Yeah, they come back. They're easy. They're beautiful.